Don't change yourself just to make someone happy, unless that someone is you. Learn to see people for what they are, not what you want them to be. The longer you live in the past, the less future you have to enjoy. Better to admit you walked through the wrong door than spend your life in the wrong room. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is a part of getting over. Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. The bigger the ambition, the slower you need to go. Never brag about your progress or tell people your plans, as your friends today may become your worst enemies tomorrow. Make sure the choices you make are worth the losses you'll take. Never sacrifice your progress for a friend. They might not do the same if the tables were turned. Sometimes you just need to be a bit selfish. Put yourself first and think about what is best for you. It's okay if you don't know how to move on. Start with something easier, like not going back. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes sacrifice. Close the window that hurts you, no matter how beautiful the view is. Sometimes you have to let go of people who keep reminding you of who you used to be. Forgive yourself for accepting less than you deserved, but don't do it again. If you're not willing to walk alone, you'll never lead your own path. Accept the things you cannot change and change the things you cannot accept. Just because a decision hurts doesn't mean it was the wrong one. Your friends and family do not always know what is best for you. Every time you choose fear over action, you bury your potential deeper. A man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd. Loneliness is the price you pay when you start to improve yourself. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Life gets better when you let people lose you instead of begging them to choose you. If you want your dreams in reality, don't keep them in your head. The faster you do the things you avoid, the faster you get the good things you want. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. If you want to win, you must first know what losing feels like. Sometimes things might seem falling apart, but actually they're falling into the right place. Sometimes things end so better ones can begin. Action breeds more clarity than thought, so you can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one. Sometimes you need to burn bridges to stop yourself from crossing them again. Characterize people by their actions, and you will never be fooled by their words. Most people stay in the same place for a reason. The things they hold dear are the anchor that holds them in place. Your life isn't yours if you constantly care about what others think. Don't burn your opportunities for temporary comfort. People don't decide their future, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. A man without a vision for his future always returns to his past. The greatest challenge in life is discovering who you are. The second greatest is being happy with what you find. You think you know someone, but mostly you just know what you want to know. If nothing else, some people just teach you how not to be. You can't make anyone love you, and you can't force yourself to love anyone else. Confidence does not come from an expectation of success. It comes from a comfort with failure. Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same. We are the average of the people we spend time with. Surround yourself with good people to be a good person. Don't expect to see a change if you don't make one. People will walk in and out of your life, and those you least expect will become past remembrances of a temporary time you once thought was permanent. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. The point of the argument is not to defeat each other, but to understand each other. If it scares you, it might be a good thing to try. There are no bad emotions, only bad reactions to them. You have to learn how to channel your negative emotions in a constructive way. People who show you new ways of thinking and new ways of seeing life are important. Your enemies will often tell you the truth because it hurts, and your friends will often lie because it doesn't. Develop a willingness to be disliked. This will grant you the freedom to do what needs to be done, even if it's unpopular. Be brave enough to say what you want to say, not what people want to hear. If someone's absence brings you peace, you won't lose anything. We often overestimate what we can do in a year, but underestimate what is possible in 5. Your past or childhood may be messy, but it's a great force in your future.
If it's out of your hands, it deserves freedom from your mind, too. Don't be afraid to start over again. This time you are not starting from scratch, you are starting from experience. The more responsibility you take, the more you empower yourself to actually do something about that pain. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they mean to you until they're gone. When someone shows you their true colors, don't try and paint a different picture. Hands that were on your shoulder during bad times are more valuable than the hands that clap for you on your success. Forgiving doesn't make the person who hurt you feel better, it makes you feel better. Accept things as they are. Life isn't about living in the past or living for the future, it's about living in the now. People who play roles will eventually forget their lines. Pay attention. You are always responsible for how you act, no matter how you feel. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones. Learn to deal with people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Extraordinary results come from repeating ordinary actions over an inordinate amount of time. You can either choose a happy, conventional, and stress-free life, or you can choose a very interesting but more difficult and meaningful life. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. When you blame someone else for your problems, you're giving them power over you. You're allowing them to define and dictate your happiness and well-being. People start hating you when they cannot control you. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. If you find yourself constantly trying to prove your worth to someone else, you have already forgotten your value. Leave when a promise turns into a sorry. You don't find your purpose somewhere else. You create your purpose exactly where you are, and you bear meaning to it. No single thing will solve all your problems. No goal, no achievement, no relationship. You will always feel mildly inadequate and somewhat dissatisfied with your life. A happy life is not a life without stress. It's a life of meaningful stress. You won't forget some bad things, you just stop caring. Until that happens, don't stress too much about it. It's never too late to do the things you've always wanted to do. Don't let naysayers discourage you, because they may be projecting their own insecurities. The more you love yourself, the more you'll detach yourself from things that don't love you. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. You can have results or excuses, not both. Growth happens when you start doing things that you're not qualified to do. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. With time, the more wins with fear you can accumulate, the more fearless you will become. Never make someone a priority who only makes you an option. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. The only way to feel better about yourself is to do things worth feeling good about. A lot of things broke your heart but fixed your vision. Never deny yourself an experience just because it's unknown or uncomfortable. It may just be a defining and wonderful part of your life. There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let it be you. Your entire life can change in an instant, so instead of passively taking what you have for granted, be grateful for it and do whatever good you can with it. One of the most dangerous things you can do is believe someone's opinion about you. Your relationship with others is a direct reflection of your relationship with yourself. Your tomorrow can be very different from today if you try. Keep thinking about what is not working today, and I promise you that your tomorrow won't either. It's not about having time, it's about making time. You can't always be nice. That's how people take advantage of you. Sometimes you have to set boundaries. Destroy the old you before it destroys you. Be selfish with your time. A lot of people don't deserve it. Never be so kind you forgot to be clever, and never be so clever you forgot to be kind. You'll be alone in the most difficult times of your life. These times will make you wise, mature, and fearless. Some people only care about you if you're doing something for them. When you start seeing your worth, you'll find it harder to stay around people who don't. The truth is that maturing is realizing that a relationship can always work out and always be fixed. No matter the situation, one wrong step can change everything. Don't lie, don't cheat, be honest, and be loyal. Never take someone's feelings for granted. You never know how much courage they took to share them. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. You can't really control someone's loyalty towards you. You can do so much for someone and still not be treated well. If you blame it on someone else, don't expect it to get better. One day, you'll have a clean, quiet house and a car with a spotless interior, and all you'll want is for the ones who made the mess to come home. Action proves who someone is. Words just prove who they pretend to be. Once you feel you are avoided by someone, never disturb them again. Be cautious with good deeds. Kindness has limits, and some may exploit your generosity. Your progress does not need to be seen or validated by others to be real. Expectation always hurts, so expect less or no expectation from others. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. The only time you should look into someone else's bowl is to make sure